Hola, bienvenidos. Welcome to another class of my Spanish courses. My name is Lorraine and I am from Spain. I'm going to teach you some Spanish pronunciation today. So let me teach you about the letter R. The letter R may sound differently depending on how we use it. Let me explain. In some cases it may sound very strongly, as in rrr. Your tongue goes up and down very quickly. Rrr. Please try to do it at home. I know it may take a while. Don't panic, okay? Let's be honest. Spanish children, when they learn to speak Spanish and when they're very little, sometimes it may take them years to make this sound, okay? Some children start nursery or maybe infancy school and they still can't make this sound. So don't worry, don't panic. Everybody manages in the end, okay? So, as I said, if you pronounce it strongly, it will go rrr. As in, for example, perro, a dog, perro. Now, you can also pronounce it very softly, as in r. Did you see my tongue? It just goes up and down only once, very softly, r. Very, very softly. For example, pero, pero. That means but. For example, I came here but I didn't see you. Vine pero no te vi. Okay? Now, let's work on the strong sound first. If you ever see a word written with two R's, as in perro, it's always going to sound strong. I mean, perro. Always. Okay? Let me give you some examples of this. For example, burro, a donkey, burro. Or for example, cerrado, when something is closed. Cerrado. I know this may sound a bit tricky because I'm putting more sounds in this. You may, if you want, you can watch my session on the sound C, okay? But let's look at this word carefully. Cerrado. It has two R's. It's always going to sound strong, okay? Cerrado. Now, I show you some examples with two R's. But also, if you have a word with only one R, but the R goes after an L, after an N, or after an S, it would sound strongly as well. For example, the name Enrique. Enrique. It goes after an N. So the Rique is going to sound strong, okay? Enrique. It wouldn't be Enrique, it would be Enrique. For example, alrededor. The the R goes after the L. So it's gonna sound strong. Alrededor. It only has one R, but that's the exception, okay? Another example would be honrado. It goes after an N, as I said before. So it's gonna sound honrado. It's gonna sound strong, okay? Now, usually, when a word begins with R, well, I said usually, but to be honest, it's always the case, okay? When a word begins with R, even if it's only one R, it's always going to sound strongly. For example, ratón. Did you see? It only has one letter, but it's the beginning of the word. It is always going to sound strong. Ratón. Rosa. Ratón, a mouse. Rosa, pink. Roto. Broken. Roto. It always sounds strong. Now, let's see at the letter R when it sounds softly. Let's see some examples. The first one I showed you was pero. I can show you other examples. For example, pera, which is a pear. I could say ahora, now, ahora. Did you see? Ahora. Imagine I say ahora with one R, it sounds softly. But imagine I add another R. I would be saying ahorra. The difference is massive because if I say ahora very softly, it means now. If I say ahorra, I'm telling you to save money. Okay? Ahorra. It comes from the verb ahorrar, to save. So it does change, it does make a difference. You're going to get used to this very quickly when you start listening to Spanish constantly. At first, it might sound very difficult to you, especially if you're a beginner, but don't worry because you're going to listen to us saying words this way constantly, and it will become easier and easier. Thank you for watching this. I hope this helped you. You're welcome to watch my videos for free and keep practicing. You're also welcome to visit my website if you want to do any of my courses. Please like my video if you did like it, of course, and subscribe if you want to receive more videos like this. There will be videos of pronunciation, tips on how to learn Spanish, how to speak it, and many more things. Muchas gracias.